When he had spent all of it, the Bible said that he arose. There arose a severe famine in that land. The economy went boom, downhill. There was no job. So he connected himself with the citizen of that country, and the only job that he was given was to feed the pigs. You see, as Jewish people, they didn't have anything to do with pigs. They didn't want to touch them because they were considered an unclean animal. They had nothing to do with them. But here, this boy, in a faraway country, the only thing he had, the job that he had, was to feed the pigs. And he had nothing to eat. The Bible says in verse 16 that no one gave him anything. So what did he have to do? In order to fill his belly, he ate what the pigs ate. What a detestable situation. The stench of the pigs, and to be surrounded by them. He probably didn't have a roof over his head. He probably lived where the pigs lived. And he ate what the pigs ate. And that was that moment. The Bible said he came to his senses. Verse 17. How many of my father's house have hired servants that have bread enough to eat, and I perish with hunger? He came to his senses. But see, I don't think that was true repentance. Because what was his immediate desire? Is to what? Fill his belly. He didn't have true repentance at that time. He said, I'm going to go to my father's house because there the servants have enough bread to eat, enough left over. Why should I sit here and suffer and die of hunger? I'm going to get up and I'm going to go back to my city. I'm going to go back to my village. I'm going to ask my dad, just take me in as a servant so that I may live with you as a servant. You see, when the father saw him near the gate of the city, what did he do? The Bible says like this. When he arose and came to his father, verse 20, but when he was still a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion. His father saw him and had compassion and ran and embraced him and kissed him. That's what the Bible said. You see, when you study the law of Moses in Deuteronomy 21, it goes on to say, it says this, and I want to read that to you. If you have a stubborn and wasteful son who will not obey the voice of his father or his mother, even when given instruction, the father was to take hold of him and bring him out to the elders of the city, to the gates of the city. And the parent shall say to the elders, this son of ours is stubborn and rebellious. He's a glutton and he's a drunkard. Then all of the men of the city shall stone him to death and get rid of this evil from their household. That was the demise of this young man. And when the father saw him at the gate of the city, he had compassion and he ran to him. He ran to him. Typically, you know, the dress of the people in Jerusalem, they wore long robes. In order for him to run to him, that is not something that a man would do at that time, especially an older man. He wouldn't run because he had to pick up his robes and show his legs and run that way. But he didn't care because he saw his son standing there. He saw his son in a decrepit situation. He saw his son in his filth, and he picked up his robe and he ran across that village and he went to the gates of the city and he embraced his son. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He embraced his son.